Okay, so I'm going to show you. I turn the camera on, and then I hit this switch so I could see the back of my camera, and it shows me all my settings. And you can also, to get access to this, I have to hit the I button. Okay, now it's there. And I can use the up and down keys to get to my metering, which is right there. Okay, and I'm down and I'm gonna hit an OK. And you can see it shows that that's what I'm on, that I'm on spot metering. I prefer to work that way. And I'm going to show you in a minute here what the difference is. Matrix metering, center weighted metering, and spot metering. And in order for us to work with the zone system in practice, you're going to use the spot metering system. Okay, so I say OK. And when let's take the lens cap off my camera here. Okay, it's not focused. But what you're going to see happen, and it doesn't really matter what's here, when I hold down, when I just press the, whoops, sorry, camera's pretty dirty here. When I hold this down, I guess it does matter. Okay, there we go. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner here that it is spot metering, and it is doing it through that square. Now, if I want to meter somewhere else, I just move that square around by holding down my key. And it will meter on that spot. Now I'm too close to this for it to actually get into focus. But it is metering off of that. And so what it's doing is reading that area, and that is what my settings are telling me will allow that proper exposure to work. Now, the thing is, if I look at this and I know that it's not right, and I know that it's not right because it's showing that the area that I know is white to be 18% gray because it's doing that, then I'm going to come up here and make an adjustment on that button to compensate. And I will use the zone system to do that. Okay? So it's flashing because it didn't like that aperture, but let me show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so matrix metering, center weighted metering, and spot metering. And you can immediately see they've shot the same image, that the spot metering allowed them to determine what was going to be in focus. I'm sorry, what was going to be the reading, right? They decided what they wanted to have the exposure be. And as we saw, it's this right here, right? And so this is the spot metering. Now, okay, so you set your camera. I don't know where those extra letters came in. Probably my keyboard, my camera on the keyboard. So you set your camera to spot meter, and then you want to decide what zone you're meeting off of. And then from that, you can dial the exposure according to this chart below. This one. Okay. So based on what I saw, what I did, I knew that my exposure should have been here, but was actually metering here, right? So I could see that it was doing this, and I knew it should be this. So I can make an adjustment of one whole f-stop to move this direction. And that is basically the zone in practice. So if you're metering, say you're metering over here, and you know something's supposed to be black and it's showing up as dark gray, then you want to move in this direction to get it to black. Say you're metering something and it should be here, but it's showing up here, you want to make that adjustment. If you're metering something that's showing up here and it should show up here, you make an adjustment of a fraction, because all the camera is set to fractions. Right, you see down there where the plus 03, whoops, of course it goes off while I'm trying to. Oh, it turned it off. Here we go. So, you know, we work in fractions of an f-stop, 0.3, 0.7, and then 1. And that's what those numbers align with. Okay? So that's what you're doing basically. You're looking at what you're shooting, and if what you see is here, but in the shot it is metering over here, you know you need to adjust by point, because each one of these is 0.3, by 0.7 to get the correct exposure. And that essentially is the zone in practice. Okay, let's stop here.